you're saying when you're talking to people. So would anybody be comfortable sharing the type of conversations that we're having? I want to know, like, literally in detail, because our business is about to blow up within the next 2 weeks. So I want all of us to know how to talk to people. And I'm not saying anybody's doing it right or anybody's doing it wrong, or I'm not like throwing like, oh, let's like everybody needs help with conversations. I feel like we all kind of, that's the area where everybody kind of struggles. There's even times where I'm like, oh my God, okay, even me, like I get stuck, but then I have to like go back to what's working, Taina. That's what you send. Because I feel like sometimes with conversations, we can get a little like, we can say too much without really needing to say that much. And we can really be successful in this business with really keeping it super simple, which is what I was talking to Melissa about today on the phone. Like, I want to really teach you guys how to have conversations and like be able to feel confident and happy and know that you're actually going to bring these people in. And it's not like a lagging conversation that's going on for weeks and even months and even years, because that should not be happening. I get it. There's some people that join at different times for different reasons, but like the conversation you're having is going to be the most important. So I want to hear some of your guys' conversations. I can go in detail about mine all day. I think you guys have heard me talk about like the way I seal the deal and how I talk to people on social media. Now we're talking about strictly social media here. I'm not talking about face-to-face meetings. I'm not talking about pop-ups. I'm not talking about parties. I'm talking about like, what are you guys saying to people online to create that relationship? Like, what are you guys doing? And if you're stuck, you get stuck every time at a certain point in your conversation. Like, where are you guys getting stuck? I want to hear from you guys. And anybody can go first, because I want to be able to help you guys. And I want to be able to kind of get a good system going where it's not just copy paste, but it's like something you're really confident doing every single day. So you guys are doing it before anything else. So I want to kind of switch that up for us, so that way we're getting a lot of success online. Because I feel like sometimes we can focus on, you know, I'm going to get all these tasks done within the next hour, but then we don't message for the rest of the day, or we don't message at all. And then we're like, okay, why am I not getting results? Because the most important part in this business, if you plan to work slowly online, is talking to people just like you would if you were out. Like if you went to go do a pop-up right now and you never talked to anybody, the pop-up wouldn't be successful. If you went to go have a party, but you weren't talking to the people there, the party wouldn't be successful. So it's the same thing online, but it's a little bit different because you kind of have to, you're not in front of the person. So you have to give them a reason to be excited to join you, or give them a vision, like it was on the family call tonight. Did you guys watch that? Denise talked about casting vision for people. The goal was to send 10 messages to people, but cast a vision, so that way they want to be a part of it. So you guys, who wants to go first? Does anybody want to share? And don't be shy. None of us are perfect at this. Or maybe you haven't sent out conversation and it's not something you focus on because you don't know where to start. You can share that too. Like, where are you guys at with that area in your business? Are you guys sending out messages? Are you not? Are you comfortable? Are you not? Feel free to share like whatever you feel. Who's Pixel 38? Hello? Is that Alicia? I think that is her.
I've been going, am I on? I've been going back on my list and seeing what kind of jobs they do. So I know how to start conversation. And right now I've got a nurse that I'm talking to, and she's been out of work because she got injured, but she's got to seriously take care of her health. And it just came out naturally, just in conversation, you know. Hi, how's your day? How's it going? You know, little bits. And then now we're at where I'm talking about the biz, about the products.
Okay.
So I just left her with food for thought and see what she says. I just told her how it works for me, what I've been doing.
What did she say back?
Nothing yet. I just checked, nothing yet. So like I said, I just plant the seed and leave it alone, and then I check back the next day. So like that is what I do.
So she was sharing, did she share anything with you before you went into she just said that she was a nurse, and then you guys started talking about health products, and then you brought up what you do and why you like this business and the products? Is that what I'm hearing?
I reached out and said, hello, how's your day? how's it going? You know, little conversation at first. And this is what I've learned from you girls. So, and then she messaged me back. So throughout the day, we were just messaging. And I told her it's my day off, but I'm so busy. I need to go to work so I could rest. And, you know, just a little joking with her, but, you know, keeping it simple. And then she said, well, I've been home. I've been off of work because I got hurt. And I've come to the point in her where she's realized she's got to take care of her health. And when she said that, that was the open door for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt, okay, now I could tell her a little bit about me and the products, you know.
So is this the first time that you talked to her, like today?
Yeah.
And then you guys already got to there? That's good. That's like a really fast, like you're progressing really fast in your conversation, which is great. But can you tell me like a little bit more detail about what you told her, like about what you do, like when she started bringing up her health?
Let me pull her up. Hold on.
Because I want to make sure that you're, not that you won't get a response, but I want to make sure that you will get a response and you'll get like something that,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
positive. Because we can learn from every conversation that we have with people. Okay, we can learn from all of them. So when I messed up in a conversation, I always learn, okay, next time I'm going to say this. That's really important too. So I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but I just want to hear what you said so that way we can go over it, because we really want to get deep today. Like, I want to know what you guys are saying to the T, so that way I can help you guys if there's any area where I think might help. And if not, then I'll be like, you're doing, like, you know, it's perfect. But I don't want you guys to take anything the hard way, because the point of this is so I can help you guys like seal the deal fast and get people to sign up and join your business. If it's not the same day you talk to them, which is very rare, it's very soon, within like the same month or a couple weeks, right? Because we want to get people signed up fast. So Sylvania, since you're the first one that said, are you having like, how are you sending out messages regularly or not really, or are you kind of like sometimes doing it?
no, I send out waves. I wave to people, and I waved to about 50 people today. So I got 5 conversations going. So
Perfect.
just little by little, hello, how's your day? How are you doing? How's life? You know,
Perfect.
just little bit, just to get started. I don't want to overwhelm anybody, but
no, that's what I do too. I try to send out 25 waves an hour actually. And if they seem kind of like thrown off by it, I'll just do a host to post with them. Yeah. But the point is that you're starting those conversations with people on social media. If you're wanting to grow your business on social media, that's like the first.
First today I waved. She gave me hand prayers and a heart. I said, hi, Janet, how are you? And she said, surviving. I said, my day off, but I need to go to work to rest. LOL. She said, sorry. And then I put, it's okay, just tired from housework. And then she put a little laughy. And then she said, I'd much rather work as a nurse than that as well. And I said, are you working now? And she said, off on emergency she put medicine leave, but medical leave. And I said, oh no, are you okay? Prayers your way. She said, thank you. I said, I don't like being down myself. There's no one to pick up my slack. Hope you feel better real soon. You as well, my friend. Good night. And I said, sleep well. And then I said, I did my 1.5 mile walk. I'm tired now as well, but it feels good to be in good pain, if that makes sense. She said, I need to start back with the basic steps of good health tomorrow. You see, Sylvania, as a nurse, I have always looked to caring for others at any cost. Now I am in a session that God is demanding me to learn to care for Janet. And to be honest, this is still an unknown concept to me. And I put, oh, honey, it's baby steps. I've been the same way. Codependency, though, being raised in a family of 13, I'm in the middle of the bunch. I've always cared for everyone else too. Now it's my turn, and I know that struggle. But I do take health and wellness products, and I am having fantastic results with energy, weight loss, hair, skin, care, along with my little bit of exercise. I am a distributor for It Works. Wouldn't hurt to check out my website. So I'm just waiting for her to see what she's going to respond. I think she went to sleep
Okay.
because she already said she was tired prior.
And
So
what kind of do you feel like? I'm sure you sent that before, right? Like the ending part. Are you hurt? Would it hurt to check out my website? Have you said that before to other people?
no, that just came out today.
Okay, so that was just today. Okay, I kind of
Yeah.
was wondering because that could be good and it could be bad at the same time. I'm just gonna be honest because it's kind of
Yeah.
like,
About it after
you know,
I,
you kind of have to feel the conversation, and if it feels okay, then sometimes it's okay, you know, to be like, would it hurt? Like, you sound like this would be helpful to you. I guess with that conversation, we're gonna have to kind of see, like, we'll learn from this conversation. But I like that you had that conversation starter and you were kind of forming that relationship with her, and that you're doing that consistently. So that's really good that you're doing that, like, every day, right? You're waving at people every day, as often as you can. Okay. So the next thing that I would add to that, if you can, is 5 personal messages every day. I start with 5, because start with 5 and then you can work your way up to 10, 20 a day, whatever. I want you to make your own message that's genuine, that's real, like what Sylvania would say to someone she would love on her team. Okay. I want you to make it, and I want you to just be honest and open, and only send this to 5 people that you would really want to be a part of your team, not just whoever. Like, every day, 5 consistent people, every single day, and just be bold. Okay, I know it's kind of scary, but be bold and look for those 5 people every day. Add that to your conversations and your messaging, because you're already waving. That's one of the things I do every day. I wave at 25 people. I try to do it every hour. Sometimes I forget, but 25 people is, as long as I have conversations coming back, is like my goal. The next thing, add 5 personal messages. So for example, mine, I send out 20 personal messages a day on Instagram. So this means I'm going through people, like, people pop up in my timeline or in my newsfeed, or maybe through the story. I'm like, that girl, like, she needs to be on my team. Like, I don't care. We have to be bold sometimes in this business, and it's a little scary, but I promise it's worth it. So I will message those 20 people every day, and I will say, hey girl, like, I see your profile and I see that you're a mom like me, because it goes with me, right? I have 3 kids as well, and I see that you have 3 or 2 kids or 1. I know how hard it is to be a mom, and I see that you're, like, out there doing this, working that job, and I can't help but message you because I would love to have someone like you a part of this business with me. I don't know if you've ever seen what I do, but I was wondering if you had a few minutes. I would love to connect with you and see if it's something you would consider, because someone like you on my team would be amazing. Like, a dream, like, literally, that's exactly what I say, like, to those words. I know it sounds a little bit forward, but I feel like people like that. I've never gotten like, oh my God, stop messaging me. They're always like, oh my God, like, nobody has ever told me something that nice, like, literally in my lifetime. Like, I've heard people say that to me, or thank you so much for considering me. Like, that's really sweet. I didn't even know that I could do a business like what you do. What do you do exactly? Tell me more about it. That's kind of like the next step with those conversations. So I want you and anybody else listening that's not doing this to set a goal every day, 5 of these personal, very genuine conversations. Like I said, this is not a copy paste message. This is like, these people are really, like, you're going through stories when you're interacting. You're like, I don't know, there's something about that girl. There's a reason why you feel that. And if we ignore it, that could be your next rock star and the next person that could really change your business and change your life. Because sometimes people don't just join your team because of you need them to be a part of your team. They join your team because you really needed that person. Like Melissa, when I found her, I felt like she was someone I genuinely needed for my business. And so not everybody's going to be like, you know, maybe the person that comes in and runs. There's always a reason why you get that feeling. So I don't want you guys to ignore it. I want you guys to have that message ready and be super personal with these people, because you guys don't know, like, these personal messages can go a long ways. So I send out 20 a day. So I want that to add that to your waves. If you're not doing at least 20 waves a day, you need to start tomorrow, because I want you guys to get online success online. So I told Melissa today, I switched my tasks. I don't do happy birthdays. I don't do interaction. I don't do anything until I am done with my personal messaging, because I know that's the most important thing of my business, is to form a relationship with people. So my task consists of now, like in the morning, I send out my 25 waves. I wait. I do not respond to them. Then I will to my notes and I'll pick out the message I want to send to my personal people today. I will go through my story or my newsfeed until I find those 20 people I do not stop until those 20 people are done, because I want to make sure I get that task done, because that's super important. I want to let these people that are my dream vision board, that I need them on my team, 20 people done. Then I move on to compliments. I message people 25 compliments. Hey girl, I see that you are working at work. I just want to say, like, you're awesome. Have an amazing day. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Whatever you want to say. Hey girl, I see that you have the cutest baby in the world. Just wanted to tell you she's the cutest thing that I've ever seen. I hope you're having a great day. 25 of those. Then when I'm done with my compliments, I have it like in my message, I send out, make sure that I'm sending out at least 25 posts to post. That's like a low ball, 25 posts to post a day. This is like a beginner stage. All this stuff I just said is beginner. If you want to be promoting, like double promoting and triple promoting, you need to do this like double, okay? So if you're just kind of working your way up right now and you're new, or you're kind of just starting the pace of kind of having conversations online, bare minimum, 25 waves, 5 personal messages, and at least, I would say all of us could do at least 10 to 20 compliments. Message, not through story. Story is a totally different, like we do interaction compliments. Those are completely separate, because when you message someone in a personal message, it's different. They get it in a different area. They're like, oh, dang, this girl's really being sweet. I don't know who she is. Let me go look at her page. That's what they're going to do. So I want this to be happening so often for you guys that people are going to be like in your inbox often, all day. Like you guys are going to be getting messages to where you can't even keep up because you're talking to so many people. But we're breaking it down into simple tasks. So if you guys aren't writing this down, write it down. 25 hosted posts. Once I'm done with all my messaging part of my business, because I strictly work social media. So I have to make sure that I do this. If you're planning to work strictly social media, you need to put out that hour in the morning at least. Get out those messages. Like I'm telling you guys, it's going to show you guys you guys are going to constantly be getting people in your inbox with this. Then after that, after I'm done with all my messaging, which I'm telling you, it sounds like a lot. Literally, I wave real quick. The one that takes me the longest is those personal messages, because I'm really looking for 20 people and that could take a little bit. So that's why I'm saying you can start with 10. And then as your time progresses that you have more time to do this, you can add another 5. And then you can maybe get up to 20 when you're ready. So I'm not telling you jump into this and message 100 people and be a mass messenger. I'm not telling you to cold message. I'm not telling you to do any of that, because that's not what works. I'm telling you have those personal, genuine relationships, conversations every day. And then once I'm done with all of that, which literally would take me at least a good 30 minutes, and if it's taking me too long to find those 20 people, I'll break it in half. So I'll do 10 in the morning and I'll do another 10 at night. So I'm like making sure that I do it. But I try to do all my messaging first now, because what I noticed in the past was I was doing happy birthday, interaction, stories, finding my story for the day, adding my polls, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? After an hour, I'm like, I'm done. Like I'm trying to eat and chillax for a little bit. Then I go take a shower. Then it's 5. Then my husband gets home. Then I have to make dinner. Then my kids need homework done. Then I have to prep for the next day. Then I need shower. You know what I mean? Showers. And what I was noticing is I was putting the most important tasks, which is messaging, I was putting it last. So guess what? I wasn't talking to people. I was thinking that I was working my business because I was doing happy birthday and interacting. But you guys, I love you all, but that's not going to give you, that's not going to give you constant customers and distributors. That's going to get you people maybe on your network here and there. But I want people in your inbox. I don't just want people on your posts. Like I want people being like, hey, Sylvania, like, man, like I see you doing this every day. Like, what do you do? What's that coffee? Like constant conversations is what's going to get you that. So that's the results that I want you guys to have. So I'm not saying switch your schedule and start doing messaging first. What I am saying is do what works for you, but make sure that you are making those the top priority if you're working strictly online. So if you're doing pop-ups and you're doing parties, then you're doing this at a different level, because you're not just doing online. You're getting leads from parties, you're getting leads from events, pop-ups, face-to-face. So you have different ways that you're connecting with people. But if you're basically just doing this online, then that needs to be the first thing that you do. And if you're not, let's say you're doing like 2 pop-ups a week or parties every week, then maybe you can do this 2 to 3 days a week. And then your other 3 days are focused on your pop-up follow-ups and those type of things. Does that make sense? Let's see what else. Does anybody else want to share? But Sylvania, see where that conversation goes and like let us know, because I would really like to know. In my opinion, what I've noticed is when I tell people like, would you consider, it wouldn't hurt to consider checking out my website. Like I've never said it to those words, but I've told people like when I first got started, like, hey, you should check out my website. I have health and wellness products. And they're like, ignore me. So I kind of want to see where your conversation goes. And it's different for everybody. That's what I'm saying. Maybe you'll see like, oh, this is the way this played out. But next time, maybe I'll use different words, you know? So just kind of let us know with that. What is something that you are constantly saying to people? Like, what is your, like, your last thing that you would say to someone if they said they were interested in the business, or you're talking to someone from a poll? Like, what is the last thing you say if they're like, oh, okay, thank you, like, okay, cool, like maybe I'll look it up? Like, what is the last thing you would say to someone? Would you just be like, okay, thank you, bye? Or would you be like what would you say?
No, I say I'll check with you in a day or two.
Okay.
You know, and I leave, like I said, I try to plant a seed.
Okay. All right.
And then
so
Can I just add
that
something?
just came out, and when I put that, and then I thought, I looked at it and I said, why did I say that?
exactly. It's trial and error with messaging, you guys. The more you do it, you're gonna be like, this works, this doesn't. I feel like what I do right now works, and then it might be like, okay, that didn't work, so I'm gonna have to tweak that a little bit. So that's why you have to do the task of messaging, even though we're scared. I'm like I said, I'm not telling you guys a cold message. That's not what I want. What I want you guys to do is form relationships, because that's what gets you results when you're working slowly on, like, mostly online. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I would say is I mean, here and there, sometimes I'll be like, can I check back with you if they have the video, or if that's what they're going to do. But what I would maybe do is say, once you get down to the conversation, use the number scale, like Melissa has mentioned before, from a 1 to a whatever 5. What is your number on you are interested or you're not? Kind of figure out where they are. And they're going to tell you, they're going to be like, well, I'm kind of like a 4 because I don't know when I'm going to have the money. And then you can work on that next fear. Because really, when people are like, no, well, let me think about it, it's a fear. So we want to get down to what is that fear, so we can clear this and seal the deal as quick as possible. And if they're just like, you know what, it's a 5 because this is, to me, it's not like something that's realistic, blah, blah, blah. I don't convince people, but I'll give them, you know, a reason or something that makes sense. So it's like, okay, well, that's nothing to be scared of because I did this, or, you know, I felt like that too, but this is the outcome. So start using the number scale with them just to see what they say. So that way you know where they're at from 1 to 5. I don't know what you guys say, 1 to 10. I don't use the number scale a lot because most of the time I try to lead the conversation to where I can get them on the website, like I told you guys in the morning, because I know once they see our culture and they see our company and they see our products, they're going to be like curious. That's kind of like my route. But there is sometimes where I'll be like, if they're like really like, I don't know, let me think about it. I'm like, well, tell me from a 1 to a 5, like 5 you sign up right now, or 1 no you wouldn't, like what number you're at. And they'll be like, well, 3, because they're going to tell you why. So I think that will help you with sealing the deal, Sylvania. So try that too. Don't ever leave a conversation at just, I'll follow up in a few days. Ask them from 1 to a 5. And the only time you would say, I'll get back with you in a few days, is only if they have the video already. They have to have something that they're watching that's giving them that interest in the business. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I hope that helps.
Yeah.
I want to add something too. I think you did a really good job just going off the fly and like, this is what my gut's telling me to say. Like, I think you had a really good conversation.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I'm just telling you my experience of doing this for a long time. I don't like to send people to my website unless they're signing up, because I feel in the past like it's been sending them off to Never Never Land on a quest to Narnia, to a place that they've never been before. It's like very specific when I give them the website. It's like they want to know what's in the celery. Like, I rather just send them a screenshot of what's in the celery than send them to my website, because they don't know how to navigate the website. Oftentimes they don't even know what they're looking for. So I find that sending them to the website, I much rather hand them a catalog in person, you know, because that's something that they could flip through.
So you're saying like you don't tell them like, would you check out my website?
No.
Okay.
No,
No.
because I've done that and it doesn't get me the results
Yeah.
that I want.
Me either. I've
So,
done
and
it.
then it's like odd, like trying to
It's
pick up the
awkward. Yeah.
conversation again. You're like, oh shoot, now I gotta find a way to like
To
get back
reconnect,
to the
like they already have the website, so
exactly.
they're gonna order when they want. So now it's like, where do I
Exactly.
go?
And in
Yeah.
my opinion, personally, it's putting too much control in their hands when they don't really even know. I'm not trying to say people are dumb because they're not. But it's like, you know the products, you know the company, you know exactly what they need. You are the person that they need to navigate through that. You know what I mean? Because you're the person that's offering the service, the product. You know exactly what's going to give them results, but they don't. So they're going to go on there and they're going to be like, you know, what am I looking for? Or they're going to look at something and then be like, okay, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people have
The only thing you
gone on there
can be saying is a shop
and
link. You've already talked to them about a shop.
exactly. That's way
Because that's
more
different.
specific.
Yeah,
And that's
different.
way like right to the point, pointing them in the right direction. Like you already, and then sometimes I've even had conversations where I sent shopping links and they haven't signed up. And then I'm like, okay, what do I do now? Because I already sent them the link. Now I got to get like back into the conversation. I got to go, you know, like what they're posting. I got to keep in contact with them.
I just say,
Find
hey,
opportunity.
I don't know if you were able to place your order, but your link with your discount expires. So I want to make sure you get that discount. That's what
Yeah,
I say.
I do that too. I do that too.
But, and I also only send the website when I'm already sealing the deal. Like I told you guys earlier, I don't give people I don't tell people it's $99 unless they ask me, does it cost money? Then I'll tell them. And I have like a little script message for that. But most of the time when we get down to like, okay, I am interested and they're ready to join, I say, awesome. Do you want me to walk you through the website or would you like me to call you so we can, you know, start the process?
Yeah.
And so when they say, yeah, you know, walk me through the website, then I get their number for Messenger and I text them. And then I'm like, okay, this is my website. You're going to want to go to join. You're going to have to put this information, blah, blah, blah. That's the only time. Because like I said, that's how I joined, by going to the website. My friend didn't know what she was doing. She was brand new. So like I was her first person ever to get on the website and she didn't know what she was doing. So she gave me her website. And I looked at the website and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. And I wanted to sign up, but not everybody's going to be like me. So that's why I always try to make sure they know, for the most part, like their first questions. And then I'm like, this is the seal the deal time. They're on my website. Does that make sense?
I look at it like real life shopping. Like when you're real life shopping and you're out there like looking for something specific, like you're going to go buy yourself a scarf or a pair of shoes or luggage or whatever you're looking for that specific thing, right? So if you meet somebody on that trail of finding that specific thing and they offer you something else, like those people at the mall in the kiosks and you're walking by and they're like, oh, do you want to try it? Like when somebody says to them, I'll go on your website or give me your card, it's like you're going to do that whenever you get around to it. And we're like, let's face it, we're busy people. We have the best intentions in the world, but a lot of times we don't do it unless it's in our face, which is why we should be posting and doing polls and, you know, putting up questions on our social media and like doing that interaction, because that reminds people, if you've ever talked to them in the past about what you do, that you're still here doing this. It's
so
like
here's the next part. Like if you guys send
commercial.
out all the conversation starters that I said, like host posts, personal messages, waves, you're talking to all these people and you're doing all the story and lives, and imagine how many people are watching you. Just think about it. And if you're not sending out messages at all, you're just like, you're too scared, but you're doing the stories and all that, you have a very low amount of people watching you. And if you're not getting like voting on your poll and you're not getting replies, that's why. Because you don't have you don't have that many people watching, as many people as would be watching if you were messaging people and having conversations. Because those people, just like we all do, when someone random messages us about something, we go look at their profile. We go see who they are. That's what other people do. So you also have to make sure you're posting in your story, which would be the next top, I would say, after the messages and stuff. That's the next task I do, is I make sure my story's up, because I message all these people now. I know they're going to come to my network now. I need to make sure I'm sharing my products, right? So I make sure my story's up. I make sure I have my little live up or video, whatever you do, whatever works for you. My poll's up, so I'm getting those poll votes too. And then from there, then I'll go into, okay, I'm going to go do my happy birthdays. I'm going to go do my 10 minutes of interacting. I'm going to go make sure I put an inspirational post up real quick. So if people land on my newsfeed, they're seeing that I'm also very positive. I'm going to go, what else? I put like the top important things on my list because I really wanted, like I said, to focus on messaging first, because I was getting to the end of the night and I'm like, I haven't messaged, and now I need to stay up for an hour and do messaging. And I was drained, and I didn't want people to get that energy from me, like that I'm drained. I know that energy is the biggest thing. Like people can feel your excitement and they can hear it. So I felt like at night I was just like, hey girl, like super drained. But in the morning I'm like ready, I'm running. So I'm like, hey girl, what's up? I hope you're having a good day. And I forgot to mention, I also do voice memoing. So I don't always send the message like in wording. Sometimes I just do it in voice. And I just freestyle, literally. I'm like, hey girl, how are you? I just wanted to say, like, I love your profile so much. And I'm just genuine. And it's not always perfect. There's times where I completely fail, but they don't notice that. They just hear my excitement and they're like, oh, this girl's really excited. So what do you do? And it goes into the business and all of that. So I just really want to help you guys be successful with conversations. And I know that can be like the hardest thing with working on social media is putting yourself out there and talking to people. So I just want you guys to get comfortable with it to where you're like, this is normal. You know what? I got this, And like I said, you're not going to learn by just hearing about it. You actually have to do it. And it's trial and error. You're gonna mess up a lot before you're like, okay, I feel like I'm going here. And then you're gonna be like, okay, this works. I'm gonna stick to this. And when you find something that works, please, I don't care what anybody says, keep doing that. Okay? Because I have something that works right now and I don't change that. I don't care who tells me what. Like that's what's working. So when you get something that's working, keep doing it. And then if you notice it's not working anymore or something has changed, like Host to Post, right? Everybody was going to Host to Post when it first came out. Now everybody's seeing like, oh, people are catching on. We have to tweak it and change it up. That happens sometimes, and that's okay. But we are doing it, so we're learning. So I feel like if you guys can make messaging and having conversations the first task of your day, if you can. I know some of you get on 5:30 a.m. Power hour and they don't, obviously you're working with them, that's fine, but make it a priority to get those messages out too, maybe after the power hour.
But honestly, people don't want to do Host to Post.
Yeah. And then you get those people that don't want to do Host to Post because they don't know what your product's about. And Host to Post is the same thing as messaging, you guys. It's literally trial and error. And there's going to be people that ignore you, and there's going to be people that say, no, I don't want to. And there's going to be people that say, yeah. It's a numbers game with messaging and Host to Post. The more people you ask, the better result you're going to have. Because I messaged 25 people today, and I got one reply from 25 people for Host to Post, and I got one person said they would. And then I just sent out another 25. So my numbers at the end of the night is going to be like, hopefully 5. That's my goal, right? But if I would have only sent 2, my number is 0. Does that make sense? So it's a numbers game. The more you do it, the more numbers you'll get. So if you're focusing on talking to 50 people a day, you're going to sign up at least 1 distributor, 2 distributors, or customers a week. If you're doing 0, you're not going to sign up any. If you're doing 2, you're not going to sign up any. If you're doing 5, you're not going to, maybe, if you're lucky, sign up 1. So really focus on, like, honestly, 25 to 50 conversations a day. And that's like the bare minimum.
Can I just add something about Host to Post?
Yeah.
Right now at this point, our company has been doing Host to Post on Facebook for over a year. So
it's really throwing off the algorithm now. It's like hacked basically.
To reach, you have to be very creative in how you're doing it, like how you're finding people to do it for you. Sylvania,
and that's why I made one for our team, because I wanted you guys to have something that nobody had, and that's why I was like, don't share, because I really wanted you guys to have an advantage to the.
If something's really working for any of us, we should share it with each other, because you have to get creative, and it's got to be a little bit innovative at this point. So Sylvania, for your age bracket, like you might be better off talking about something in a live and then saying, drop a comment if you want in on this, whatever it is you're talking about in the live.
Honestly, videos are going to be the best bet for all of us. If you can say that real quick, make your coffee and
like Mary is so good at the interactive posts, and I think she gets her people to host a post from the interactive posts. So like that's what works for her. She gets a lot of.
What about host a post maybe a live that you did. What if you're like, hey, share this and tag me to your timeline? I don't know. Get creative. I haven't even thought of that until right now.
Yeah, I would.
Or
You
a
know
watch
what?
party.
That's not a bad
Like if they
idea.
do a
Like
watch
maybe
party
we
for
should
you,
all.
it's like a host of us.
Yeah, we should come up with some ideas for that. Honestly, like for me, host to post, I haven't done it in a while because I felt like extremely frustrated by it, to be 100% honest and transparent with you guys. I felt like, okay, I need a different approach here. What I was doing before was overwhelming, and I felt like I couldn't get to all the people I need to talk to. So I need to figure out a way to do this so that it's not overwhelming and it's productive. And I'm actually, like I had the opposite thing happen to me. Like I had too many people to talk to, and it felt like I was never going to talk to all of them. And then I was like, why am I even doing so many every day if I can't get to everyone I need to talk? Like, it's way better to talk to everybody you need to talk to in a day. Everyone needs to find their pace here.
Can I
and,
add
like,
something
what
too?
works for
Because
them.
Melissa taught me this, and when I started to do it, I noticed faster results. So if you don't have time to message, like somebody, I know that you're at work and you're busy, get people on the phone for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I started to do that, and even though I was super scared at first, Melissa really had to talk me into calling people. But now I'm like, that's the first thing I say. Can I call you? And some people are like, no, I don't want to talk over the phone because they're shy, embarrassed, whatever. But there is some girls that I'll be like, sure. And I just call them real quick. I'm like, hey, girl, how are you? Good. I'm having a good day. Awesome. I'm on lunch. Oh, my gosh. Well, I'm so excited that you're interested. I'm thankful that you're spending 5 minutes to talk to me real quick. So what questions do you have for me, like, about what I do? Because basically I'm calling them because they were interested in the business or the products, right? So I go right into it. You can honestly seal the deal with customers and potential distributors so much faster over the phone. Like, I've had girls be like, you know what, call me tomorrow, or call me Friday. I get paid Friday, I'll join Friday. So it's like we sped up a conversation that I would have had for maybe 30 minutes or, a couple days on social media into like the same day or like a few days later. Like, they're joining on the spot. So if you don't have time to send out conversations the way I'm saying, talk to people, and then when you get to the part where they're interested in the business, just call them. Just say, can I call you real quick? Get your upline on the phone if you need help. Like, three-way real quick. Melissa, I have a person interested. Three-way. Three-way phone calls is the fastest way to get people joining.
For real.
Like, I'm telling you guys, the times that girls said, yes, call me, they signed up on the spot.
Yeah.
So I forgot about that, but it just popped up to mind. So
Well,
implement
I think
that.
like your generation, my generation a little bit, and like maybe a little bit younger than us, they might not be as into being on the phone.
It's always like the older women that will talk to me on the phone. It's like they like that.
They will do the phone.
Or Mexican people, they love talking. Like,
or Hispanic people, they want to be on the phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that works for them. Like if they can get you on the phone, they know you're a real person. Like they're going to sign up with you. They're going to have some questions, you might need to send them the video to watch afterwards and then follow up.
Yeah.
But because they are
most of the time you can get everything answered, and you can get, whatever they're worried about on the phone cleared out like fast.
Yeah. I mean, somebody hearing.
And I remember being so scared to ask people if I can call them, and now I just really want to get on the phone with them, and like everybody tries to tell me no. And I'm like, that's like the seal the deal way. But I ask a lot of people every day, I'm like, hey, can I call you? And they're like, I'm at work, sorry, or they'll be like, can I call you after work? And I'm like, yeah, call me. So I have girls calling me on Messenger like every couple of days. I'm like, this is so cool. But the problem with that for me is that I'm always busy, and I always have my kids running around, so it's super loud. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to talk to this girl? And I run in the bathroom, and I'm like, hey. And they're like, hi. And I'm like, sorry, my kids are totally screaming, but I'm so excited that you called. And they're like, just start laughing, But I think it's that, like, that real life they can hear in the background that drives them even more. Because they're like, oh, this girl's, like, with her kids, working this business, and I can do that too. So don't be embarrassed of not being able to be in a quiet room or whatever if you have babies. I'm telling you, people understand that when you have kids. So what were you going to say, Sophia?
I really like your idea, Taina, about a live, or even if I could do a video. But what can I mention to say, share this video, and we'll.
I would do like a live. I'm thinking about doing this now, starting tomorrow. I would do like a live that talks about making money, maybe a few products. Just keep it super simple, like 5 minutes, because you lose people at like 5 to 10 minutes. If you make a video that's like 25 minutes, nobody's gonna watch, and it's gonna be like, too long because people are lazy. So 5 to 10 minutes, the most. Talk about what this business is doing for you, like your experience, why you enjoy it, and then ask people, like post it, do a live, or it's better if it's live because then they can do watch parties. If you post a link like a YouTube or like a previous recording, they won't be able to do watch parties, I don't think. So if you have a live, then you have your live there, and maybe every week you can, what is it called? Like redo it so it's fresh. So if there's a new promotion or a new product, kind of like when we're doing our opportunity ones. I think that's actually like a really good idea. I'm actually like really thinking about doing this.
We say if you
and then having people do watch parties for their host post on the video from the week. So it's kind of like when we do the videos, but it's your own personal face, so your leads are seeing your face doing it.
Yeah, but if we say, if you share this now, I will enter you into the drawing.
Yeah, it's even better though if they do watch parties, because then it's gonna pop up on my friends like it's live, but it's not live.
So you could say, like, yeah, this is a really good idea. Like, I think we should
do this. Fresh.
Yeah.
It's different.
You could say, Sylvania, like, if you share this video now, tell me that you shared it so I know.
And then imagine
every time
at the end of that week how many views you're gonna have from like 20 people sharing it a day.
And then like say, and if you do a watch party, hashtag watch party, so I know that you did a watch party. And then you'll see them put it in the comments, or they'll message you and they'll be like, did you see that I shared your video? They don't know what you can see on your end.
Exactly.
That's why it's like, those have been like my best videos, is like when I, and it's not even like I do it on purpose, because sometimes I don't even understand how these things work. But when I say like, can you hear me? Like, cause I'm having trouble with my audio.
Oh yeah.
Like I get so many more comments than if I'm doing a video where
that's the best thing you can do is ask people like, can you guys hear me? Or say, hey, what time is it? I don't know what time it is, and I'm kind of doing a lot of other things right now, but I really wanted to get this live in. People are going to be commenting the time, or
if you see people are on and you start asking them questions, because like their name pops up.
Because the faster they start commenting, the more it gets like spread out to other people.
Yeah, so if you did something like that, that would be great. And then they don't feel like they're having to do a host post for you. They just did a watch party of your video. This is actually, Sylvania, this is the same exact thing as what people are doing on TikTok. The same thing. You're just doing it on Facebook.
I loaded TikTok today.
So you're just like doing something different on Facebook.
Okay.
So that's easy. People know how to do a watch party. They know how to click the share button to share your video.
I agree that we do need new.
I'm sorry, but my age group is lazy.
You think your age group is lazy?
Well, I mean, if they're super old school, then say like, will you invite your friends over and I'll come over and sample some stuff for you.
They just want to sit there and scroll through Facebook and call like and heart, and that's it.
Yeah.
And what we can remember from any age group is that everybody, honestly, most people that I talk to don't have genuine friends. Like, people don't have friends anymore, like, honestly. So just know that, like, talk to them about that. Like, I feel like when I talk to people, they're like, honestly, I talked to this girl that's like a personal trainer. She's super into fitness. She looks so good. Like, I talk to her every day. It's like she's a dream distributor, and I've already told her. She's not interested in the business right now, but I'm just like, you must have so many friends. That's the first thing I told her. And she goes, actually, no, I don't. And I'm like, then you really need this. Because if you have no friends and you are out there talking to people, like being a personal trainer, she's like, honestly, it's just like work, home, I work out. She's like, I'm telling you, she's like super healthy. Like, she's super fit. She eats healthy. She's posting her smoothies every day. And I'm like, you think that she wasn't lonely, but she's honestly like waiting for her husband to get home after she's done training people. And he's a realtor. And like, I'm just like, I cannot wait for her to join my team one day. Like, literally, she's on my vision board. Like, I want her to join me. But people are lonely, you guys. So get out there and talk to people. You would be surprised how many people would join you just because they want friends. Just because they want something to do throughout the day. Like, they want to be inspired. They want to do something, for themselves. I think that we forget that sometimes, too. So I agree, Mary. We need new host posts. I think that's something we should work on, too. Just like our own creative ones. Very simple ones. I just want to keep everything as simple as possible. Like, I want to take the pressure off and just like, I want you guys to know that you can do this. I know we repeat this all the time, but I want you guys to be super confident working on social media. I don't want this to be like a robot type of day, like every day you're going to do this. I want you guys to be excited about talking to people because you know that you're going to change people's
Fun
lives.
of it. Make fun. Have fun with
Yes,
it.
have fun. Because if you're not having fun, then you're really just gonna feel like a robot, right? And you're just gonna be stressed out. So, I mean, I know it's hard sometimes. You know, the more we start to grow, there's gonna be ups and there's gonna be downs. There's no doubt about that. But if you are excited, you're only gonna attract good things, right? And if you know why you're here and you're consistently doing the things that is gonna make you successful, you're gonna get there. It's not if or when, it's gonna be you are. Okay, so it's just you have to keep going and you have to learn. So. I hope this helped you guys. I wish we could get more deep into conversations, but I know that would take up hours and hours. But if you guys ever need help with conversations, like I'll try to help as much as I can. So like send me the conversations, send Melissa the conversations. I'm sure she would help you guys. But I really want to get conversations like down every day. And I want you guys to share with me in the chat, like within the next couple of days, weeks, like how are these tasks working for you? And if you are implementing them, like what are you seeing as a result? And if you're feeling like you're not having success on conversations, like start telling us, screenshot, this is what I sent, this is what happened. So we can tweak it and we can give you like, this is what you need to do next time. So that way you're having success with your conversations. Does that make sense? So this is not gonna, obviously I could do this training once and it's not gonna be everything you guys need. I know that you're gonna need more help, and that this is kind of like what you do with your new distributors, right? You walk them through conversations, and so there's nothing wrong with us doing that as a team and like helping each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I just add one more thing?
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, when you're doing social media to grow your business online, and you're building your network there, you always have to keep up with what's going on the platform that you're using, and it's constantly changing, constantly. So if you find that something's not working for you, you're probably not the only one. Like somebody else on the team, it's not working for them. So like that's when you come to the person that enrolled you and say like, this isn't working, can we try this a different way? Or like, I noticed this is happening, because it's like, I don't want anybody to feel frustrated or like they're consistently working and they're not getting, progress. They don't feel like they're moving forward, because nobody should feel that way. I mean, we have such a blessing that we can work from our phones and make money. Like seriously, you guys should feel like you won the lottery every day, because you did. So our job is to go out there and find other people that want to do that too. So if something's not working, don't waste your time doing it. It's not making you money, so change it up. Like, okay, how can we make this better? And we all have to do this from time to time, like we get used to things a certain way, but you have to always be a student and, think, okay, what's like, if social media is not working for me and I get frustrated with it, I go back to like doing stuff in person, because I love doing that. And sometimes I get lazy about it because I don't want to get dressed and I don't want to get out of my pajamas. But I know that if I get in front of somebody, I'm going to meet, new people that I didn't know before, because I live in a city that I only lived in for a couple months. So you got to be willing to put yourself out there. However you're going to do it is my point. But what Mary is saying, yes, we do need more different hosts to post. I don't think getting tagged is working anymore. I think it's messing up the algorithm. And I think the actual post itself, if it's copied and paste, messes up the algorithm and people don't see it. So what I've seen a lot of leaders do, and I've put this video on the team page and in the chat, I'm happy to send it to you again. It is a long one. It's like an hour long. But what what leaders that are getting a lot of results with Host to Post are doing is that they're putting it in a picture. So whatever it is, like mermaid challenge, like grow out your hair, whatever the product is, and they're putting a picture of their face with their phone number, text the word hair to phone number, and then the message itself in the picture. So the person that's doing the host to post for them literally just has to share the picture on their timeline, and that's it. Or put it in their story and tag them. So a lot of people are moving now to Instagram with host to post because you can do that easily on that platform and it gets a lot of views. People get a lot of views in their stories on Instagram, and then they can tag you, and then you'll see everything that happens because you're tagged in the story. Or you can't, but the thing with that is it's only on there for 24 hours and then it's gone. So you have to get to all your leads within that day. So those are some ideas for host to post with that. Another thing is that a lot of leaders have been moving in the direction of doing host to post strictly for finding distributors. And that's it, not the products. So they keep their stories popping with the products and their Facebook Lives popping with the products, but they're doing host to post just looking for new people on their team. So they're asking their customers that have already used their products. They're asking people that they've talked to in the business about the business, and they've said no for XYZ, or like they're interested, but now's not the right time. So then they ask those people to host a post for them, or they do those interactive posts that you're really good at, Mary, and they you know, make it a giveaway or whatever, you know, or they don't mention the word giveaway. They say like drop your favorite ice cream, you know, in a GIF or whatever. You're good at those. So they do those. And then that's how they find their host to post people. They ask them. And if it's just a picture that they're sharing, I mean, why wouldn't they do that? It's not like they even have to freaking type anything. They just have to do a timeline photo and that's it.
Can you drop a sample for us in the chat?
Of what I'm talking about? Sure. Yeah.
In our messenger, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you
So
guys.
that seems to be working good for a lot of like the host to post video I watch. It's like an hour long. So if you guys want it, if you want me to send it to you, I'm happy to, but know that it's like, it's going to be like, actually it's not an hour. What am I saying? No, it's like 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Of the whole host to post process of looking for distributors that way.
Yeah.
So if you've never tried that, start doing that. See how that goes.
I'm willing to try whatever.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys for being on here. I appreciate, Sylvania, you sharing, you know, some of your conversations. If anybody else wants more of that like one-on-one messaging help, please send me screenshots. If you're feeling like you're stuck and you always get stuck in the same place, because that will happen. You're like, why do people always stop responding here? It could literally be one or two things. Like literally, I've switched my one word and it's like, wow, now I'm getting responses. So let's work on that for the next couple weeks until conference. Keep sending me messages, or Melissa.
Nothing is a
we
wrong
really need
way,
help.
Taina. Nothing is a wrong way. It's just a learning way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're all just learning.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you know, the learning process of it. And if you feel like it's not working, then we need to change it a little bit. Sometimes it's just one thing. Sometimes it's, you know, sometimes it's just
one word.
Yeah, one word. It's just always different. So I can't tell you what will help until we actually see the conversation. And like I said, once you find what's working, just keep doing it. If you're already doing something that's working, please do not do what I'm doing. Just keep doing what's working. Like, I don't want you to change what's working. Because something can work for you really good and not work for me. So if you find what's working for you, keep doing that. That means you're getting potentials in your inbox. That means you're building your list. Every day is growing like 5 to 10 people every day. That means you're having new people interested. That is getting results. That means you're signing up people. You know, it doesn't have to be a large amount, but like here, like you're getting customers consistently every day, every couple days. You know, not everybody gets a customer every day, but you know, you're signing up people. That's what I mean when I say
getting followers.
Working. Okay.
Yeah.
But like Sylvania said, as long as you're planting the seed, that's the most important thing you can do. Because after you plant a seed with someone, trust me, they're watching. And if you're consistent, they're gonna eventually ask you a question, or they're gonna be like, "What is that thing that you drink every morning on your story? What is that celery? What is that coffee?" They're gonna ask you. So it's just about being consistent and doing it every day. So I hope you guys have a good night. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning on the Power Hour if you guys are on. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good night. Bye.